What's up guys, Jeff Cavaliere, ATHLEAN-X.com. Today I'm going to teach you how to get a more muscular looking back. You see, it's not complicated. It really isn't. It's actually very, very simple. But it's hard because it requires a lot more concentration than maybe you're giving your back at the moment. And a lot of guys fall victim to this because they can't see their back. It's on the opposite side. They don't get the gratification they do when they're training biceps in the mirror. But don't make that mistake because all it takes is a little bit of focus. Now, this guy that's in the thumbnail here, right, that's not me on the opposite side. We look different. The difference is, though, probably not in size. He's probably about the same size as me. But the difference in back muscularity is evident because I really, really focus on how I do each and every rep, and I want to teach you how to do that exactly the same way here. And I'm going to give you a complete routine. It's another size and 6 routine, 6 minutes to show you how to do this if you want to get a better mind-muscle connection. Okay, so first of all, look at what I'm doing here with my back. We're talking about activation. And the very first thing that you need to know how to do if you're going to get any extra development or a better mind-muscle connection is to learn how to adduct your arms into your side, one of the key functions of the lats. And you can see as soon as I actually pinch my elbows down tight into my sides, I get instant activation of the lats, one of their prime functions. So what I want you to do, just as a warm-up to this whole routine, is just squeeze and see if you can feel any discomfort. Remember we talked about it, if it doesn't feel uncomfortable, you really don't have a good mind-muscle connection with that muscle. And right there off the get-go, if you don't get any kind of discomfort with an adduction of your arms into your sides, it might be time to start worrying. Not completely yet, at least not until we take this next step, and that is adding something to it. Not just adducting and squeezing the elbows into the sides, but now extending the arms behind your back. So we're going to work and involve a lot more than just the lats. We're going to get some of the other back muscles here involved as well, and you should feel this sort of collaborative effort between all these muscles to make it an even more intense contraction. If you don't feel anything here, if it doesn't start to get to be difficult to hold this, then you really need to start working more on this exercise. You need to start doing just these things alone to improve your mind-muscle connection. Okay, then we go one step further. We know that the lats, because they wrap around, they come all the way around from the back up and attach up here to our arm, they have rotary capability. They can pull down and around, So if we don't utilize any type of rotation in our activation, then we're missing out. And this is where you should really feel it. If you've already done the adduction, if you've already pinched your shoulder blades and pulled your arms back behind your body, and now you rotate to one side, it should get to be an extremely intense contraction that you really can't tolerate for very long. If that's not the case, then again, you better start doing what I'm showing you here, just these activation drills more often. And you could do them frequently, 3 or 4 times a week. But now we could take it over to a routine, because this routine is going to reinforce everything we just did in the form of an exercise. And all you need to do is have a lat pull-down machine and somewhere you could do a very simple, basic Y without any weight. Trust me, you won't need it. Here's what we do. We go over here to the lat pull-down machine. We take an underhand grip. Why? Because it's simulating that first act that we just did over here, which is the adduction, the squeezing of the elbows down tight into your sides. You can see me doing that. Now, it's not just getting down and speeding out of that rep. It's getting down and squeezing it, really trying to feel it every single rep. Okay, we do that, and then we move on, after doing that for 1 minute, to the Y. And the Y is an exercise that we do without weights, with our chest face down on an inclined bench, about 20 or 30 degrees up. And what we do is we get our shoulder blades pinched back together, and then we reach up into a Y position out over our head. You do not need the weight if you are squeezing for dear life. What I'm trying to do is take the back of my hands and press them up into the ceiling if possible. Obviously, they're not going to reach, but you can see that the lower traps, right here, I'm focusing on those lower traps. Those muscles are firing in ways that you probably can't activate in other exercises, especially not just a straight lat pull down. You're not getting that activation here. Eccentrically maybe, but not concentrically, so you need to focus on that. And these little exercises work, but I'm squeezing as hard as I possibly can because I'm going for the quality of every contraction. And I do this for 1 minute. And then I head back over to the lat pull down again, but this time we're not going underhand. What we're going to do is we're going to go overhand and focus on now getting the elbows back behind the body at the same time. And you can see this is evident by the fact that all the muscles in the back are contracting here. Even the traps, as I get down to the bottom, you can see them kicking in, as well as obviously the teres major and minor. All these muscles across my back here are really starting to work. And all I had to do was focus on the squeeze. A lot of us just go up and down, up and down. We move the bar down to our chest and we get it back up again. Not enough. If you want muscularity, if you want to pull out all these muscles here, if you don't want to look like the guy in the thumbnail and you want to get a more muscular looking back, you need to start focusing on these things. We do this for a minute. And we go back to those good old Ys one more time. And we reinforce them. I don't care if you only get 6 reps. Spread them out over 10 seconds apiece. They're all going to count because that's what we're going for here is the quality of contraction. And then you come back to the lat pull down, and this time we're doing our rocking pull down. Now, it's not forward and back rocking like the cheating pull down. We don't do that. What we're talking about is this rocking pull down that allows us to pull the bar down to about eye level, and then from there, pull back with one hand. You wait until you feel this. If you haven't already done this, guys, I showed this to you probably months ago, and it's incredible how it feels. But you will feel a contraction like you never had before if you try this. And what you're trying to do is get that rotation back and around, and then come up and pull down and get that rotation and back and around to the other side. Every time going for a good quality contraction. That brings us to 5 minutes. We're not done. There's one other thing that you could always benefit from, especially after doing all this really focused contraction, and that is stretch the damn lats out. And there's a great way to do that is with this stretch pull down. And all I'm doing here is as I let the bar rise back up to its starting position, I allow my torso to sink back. Why? Because if I could separate the distance between the arm here where the lat attaches and down here where my pelvis is, I can make that distance longer. I can get a better stretch. So if I sink back and reach out, I'm getting a really good stretch on the lats every single time. And it's just a great way to finish this off so you don't feel completely tight after doing all these focused contractions. So guys, implement this. I promise you, if you have to start with the activation techniques alone, fine. They're going to go a long way towards helping you to get better control of your muscles of your back. So when you take it over to the lat pull down, you'll be a lot better at it. And it's not just the lat pull down, it's a row, it's a pull up, it's every single exercise you do. You want to squeeze it. You want to feel as if the muscle's doing the work. Don't be satisfied with just pulling the weight down and getting it from A to B. It's the quality of what you do that matters the most. If you're looking for a program, guys, that we really place a high emphasis on quality, but at the same time I teach you step by step what to do. Those are all over at ATHLEAN-X.com. In the meantime, if you haven't subscribed, guys, make sure you do so and turn on those notifications so you never miss a video. And whatever else you want me to cover here, this channel's for you guys. You let me know and I'll do that for you in the days and weeks ahead. All right, see you soon.